First and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and who lead as examples to the flock. Peace and blessings and honor to the elect, starting with the 144,000, the men on the highways and the byways, who have been foreordained to lead our nation in the kingdom of heaven. Of course, the rest of the elect, the large multitude, the men, women, and children whom, the Lord has foreordained to receive mercy and receive this truth as we repent and return to the Heavenly Father. Shalom. This lesson is going to be, just a quick follow-up, on a lesson that I did, a couple of days back, just seeing, this unfolding in the news, seeing how these men, these devils, these J00's, responding, to criticism from the international community, as well as, their lapdogs, the American Congress and Senate, seeing how they, are responding to international criticism, how they are responding to rebuke, and how these men, are pretty much justifying themselves and wholeheartedly believing that they are above reproof and that their actions are not even worthy of being corrected, and how dare the international community hold them accountable for something that, for defending themselves, and, we have followed all rule of law. These men consider it, an audacious move, for the international community to even think about, sanctioning or issuing arrest warrants, or even just correcting or saying that, you're doing, what you're doing is wrong, and now, we're seeing, these false protests spring up, around, American campuses, which we know, that's all, done by design, by the powers that be, Boy George, George Soros being, one of the sources of those things, and then a new legislation being passed in the House of Representatives in America, about to be passed to the Senate, that pretty much broadens, the definition of anti-Sem even more, making it even more difficult, to criticize or speak against, these J00's, right? Showing you that these men are truly, considering themselves to be above reproach. This is from the Helsinki Times, 1st of May 2024, just a couple of days back. ICC may issue arrest warrants for Netanyahu, which ICC is the International Criminal Court for Netanyahu this week. Right? US threatens the Hague Court with retaliation. Let's look up what the ICE is. Right? What is the ICC? Right? So it says here about the court. It says the International Criminal Court investigates and, where warranted, tries individuals charged with the gravest crimes of concern to the international community: genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and the crime of aggression. Right? The court is participating in a global fight to end impunity. Right? Let's look at what impunity is. Exemption from punishment or freedom from the injurious consequences of an action. And that is what the J00's want to operate with. They want to operate with impunity, of course, backed by their lapdogs, the US, running behind Israel, protecting their every move, right? So they want to operate with impunity, which is what? Exemption from punishment or freedom from the injurious consequences of an action, right? So it says the court aims to hold those responsible accountable for their crimes and to prevent these crimes from happening again. The court cannot reach these goals alone. As a court of last resort, it seeks to complement, not replace, national courts governed by an international treaty called the Rome Statutes. The ICC is the world's first permanent international criminal court. Right? So, and this is Israel's response, the state's response. Israel to punish PA, which is the Palestinian Authority, right, if ICC issues arrest warrants against its official, right? So let's get into a few precepts. This is Proverbs chapter 30, verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. So this is likened unto, those J00's right now, right? Do wickedness, wipe the mouth, and say, I have done nothing, right? I have done nothing. I'm innocent. I'm defending myself, right? How dare you call me a war criminal for defending myself against these terrorists. You know, how dare you, right? Ecclesiasticus 13 verse 22, when a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers, right? Because right now, Netanyahu is calling out upon the Western, his Western allies, international community, you know, to act against, you know, the ICC if they issue these warrants, you know, right? And of course, America is right there, you know, behind them, helping them, you know, funding them, passing legislation to protect speaking against them, right? It says, when a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, yet men justify him, right? The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too, right? He spake wisely and could have no place. So the poor man here is speaking about a man that is speaking righteously, right? That may be in a lower station in society, right? And in this case, we're speaking about the Israelites, the prophets on the highways and the byways, you know, speaking out, you know, against the atrocities of the rich man, which in this case is the Edomites, starting with the Amalekites, right? Which those J00's in the land are actually Amalekites, They're the ones that are ruling anyways, because, you know, there are possibly some of our people, you know, scattered among them, but those who are in power, you know, they are the Amalekites, right? By and large, you know, the people in the land are the Amalekites, right? It says, when a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, right? Like calling for you know, the actual extermination of the people over there in Gaza, right? Speaketh things not to be spoken, yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too, right? He speaketh wisely and could have no place. This is Proverbs 9 and verse 7 in the NLT. Anyone who rebukes a mocker will get an insult in return. Anyone who corrects the wicked will get hurt. And that's exactly what's being threatened here, you know, by Israel. Israel to punish the Palestinian Authority if the International Criminal Court issues arrest warrant. Israel had warned the US that the Palestinian Authority will be punished and could face collapse if the ICC issues warrants against Israeli leaders. You know what the scripture said? Anyone who corrects the wicked will get hurt. So don't bother correcting mockers, they will only hate you. But correct the wise, they will love you. Right? So the mockers, the wicked, they hate rebuke. They hate when you point out their atrocities. They hate when you point out their wickedness and their hypocrisies. Right? They will turn around and make laws that demonize and criminalize you for speaking against them. Right? We're going to wrap here in Isaiah chapter 59. Right? And I'll start from verse 14. And judgment is turned away backward. Justice standeth afar off. The truth is fallen in the streets, and equity cannot enter. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. You know, until next time, shalom.